The topic is business environment and introduction. So the introduction of business environment, first of all, business environment refers to all aspects of surroundings of business enterprise that have influence on the functioning of business. So an organization can survive and grow only when it continuously and quickly adopts the changes in environment. So we have two definitions here. First definition, in the words of Arthur Damer, a business environment is a climate or set of conditions like economic, social, political, institutional, in which business operations are conducted. And second definition, in the words of Wheeler, so business environment is the total of all things external to business firm and industries which affect their organization and operations. So business environment is a sum total of set of conditions like economic, social, political and institutional environment. And generally business operations are conducted under the influence of all these environments. Now, environment refers to all external factors which have a bearing on the functioning of business. It refers to all those aspects of surroundings of business enterprise and circumstances of business unit which affect and influence its activities and operations and decides its effectiveness. Now the nature of business environment. First nature of business environment is it's very dynamic, means it is always changing. Uh, uh, what will happen next? It is very difficult to predict. So environment is very dynamic and this environment is complex also. So it is not very easy to understand the environment. And it is aggregative. It is aggregate means it is a sum total of so many types of environment, social environment, cultural environment, political environment. So it is aggregated and it is interrelated. Means every environment is interrelated. Micro environment is related to macro, macro is related to micro. So every environment is interrelated and it is relative and uncertain. So this is the basic nature of business environment. The significance of business environment means for a firm, if they understand the environment, what will be the importance for them? First thing is the first mover advantage. Means if one firm can understand the change in demand or the change in environment, they can take the first mover advantage. Then they can read the early warning signal also. Means if the demand is decreasing, maybe the reason is change in fashion, change in taste, so early warning signals can be read by the firm if they understand the environment and they can focus their customer if they understand the environment and they can draft any strategy uh, in the best way if they understand the environment. It can be the change agent, means the company or the firm that is bringing change in the economy, and that is how they can build their public image. If they understand the environment, they should understand that nowadays the customer is very well aware. So they have to work for their image also. And then environment is a continuous learning. So if they understand the environment, they can learn the environment continuously and they can change their product, they can change their advertisement, the marketing strategies if they understand the business environment. Then types of environment. Uh, Environment will be divided into two parts generally, internal environment and external environment. So internal environment means the environment within the organization. External environment means external environment that is outside of the firm. So internal environment means the financial resources, physical and human resource, objective of business, managerial policies, moral and commitment of human resource, work environment, brand and corporate image, labor management relationship, technological and R&D capabilities, research and development capabilities, and promoters vision. These are the internal environment, and external environment we divide into two parts, micro and macro environment. Micro environment is the operating environment. Means business firm, they generally deal uh, 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 with all these categories like suppliers, raw material suppliers, customers, market intermediaries, competitors, and the public. Macro environment is a general environment like the economic environment, political environment, social and cultural environment, technological environment, natural environment, demographic environment, international and global environment. Now we'll discuss all these points in detail. First, we are starting with the microenvironment. Microenvironment means a company's microenvironment consists of elements that directly affect the company, such as competitors, customers, and suppliers. So this microenvironment consists of all those factors which are directly affect its functioning, uh, like we have already discussed, suppliers, competitors, laborers, business associates, customers, investors, stakeholders, regulating agencies, etc. So if we just talk about what is the supplier they supply the inputs to the business. So if they changes the price, the cost of production will change. Business associates, they are the allies of business who help business during the time of crisis. Then customers, they are the most important part of business, and they influence the business, their taste, their preference, their choices, the fashion. So everything matters for a firm. Then competitors play a very important role for a business. We need to carefully analyze the competitor policy or the strategy for understanding the market. Then the laborers they help a business in producing goods to meet the demand. So laborers are responsible for production of quality goods. So they are very important for the business. Regulating agencies means the government agencies. They are responsible for the implementation of rules and laws. So we should understand the rules and laws so that whatever one firm is doing is not illegal. Then investors and stakeholders, they closely monitor each and every activity of a business. That's why they invest in business. In the macro environment. Macro environment, it includes economic environment, political, social, cultural, demographic, natural, technological, and international environment. So first we are taking here with the economic environment. Economic environment comprises of all those economic factors that indirectly affect the business, as the business has to keep in mind its economic constraints and system. So it includes economic system, means you are running your organization in a socialist economy, capitalist economy, or an mixed economy. Nowadays, when we have MNCs, so they can have their branches in so many countries. So one country can be capitalist economy and another country can be a mixed economy. Then economic conditions, inflation or deflation or recession or depression can also be economic condition. Then the economic growth means the economy is a developed economy or underdeveloped economy. Then economic policies like fiscal policy, monetary policy. We have to understand all types of policy. Then exchange rates and interest rate means the exchange rate of foreign currency and interest rate. All these points influences the working of one organization. Then political environment. Political environment in India, if we just talk about the India, it comprises of the legislative, they make the law, executive, they implement the law, and judiciary, they enforces the law. So the political environment, it's divided into three parts in India. Then we have social and cultural environment that includes social caste and class system, religious beliefs, language, cultural diversity, social evils. So if we run our organization in one country, we have to understand social and cultural environment of the country. Then only we can produce goods and services as per the choices of the consumer. So social environment is very important. Technological environment. Next is the most dynamic environment of business is technological environment because it is always changing. So innovation, inventions, change in technology. So we have to understand everything when we talk about the success in business. Then the natural environment. Natural environment means the climate or the kind of soil, weather, natural resources. So all these things, they affect the business. And then we have demographic environment. Environment, it includes the population of the country, the literacy rate, birth rate, death rate, age, and the standard of living. After understanding the demographic environment, we can produce the right thing for the country. Then international environment. International environment, it includes all the laws related to export and import of goods and services. It also includes some international organizations like IMF, World Bank, WTO. So what are the rules for international trade? We have to understand. So the environment is a sum total of economic environment, social environment, natural environment, political environment, international environment, technological environment. So all these types of environment, they have the impact on business. So for a successful business, we have to understand all types of environment and their impact. Thank you so much.